Himagiridanaye malate Himagiridanaye malate Amba Ishwari Shri Lalite Mahamava Himagiridanaye malate.
फूल खिलते हैं, लोग मिलते हैं, फूल खिलते हैं.
Tactic seed strategy for breakfast, sometimes they say in business. He's that. Yes, he has this vision and all, but then very soon he gets into execution mode. He's a list taker. He doesn't do anything without a list. Reading morning newspaper is part of his list. So every day in the morning he gets up, just read newspaper. Then like that it goes, like take bath. And then once he finishes reading a newspaper, he'll make a check mark on the newspaper and sign. So we used to kid him like, Dad, what if you forget to check mark, then will you read the news again? But that's the way he operates. Like he's a list taker. He will go and execute. And once it is in his list, that's it. He's like the arrow. He will have to execute it, and he'll make sure that execution happens. And that's a nice lesson. I think I've learned that from him. I too try to think in strategy for some time, and then I get a little jittery if I don't do something about that. And it has helped me in my career, and I've seen this from very young days how he executes. He is a God-fearing person, very religious, Hindu, Brahmin family, and he's very God-fearing. I think every day in the last 5 years he's just been listening to slokas and all these God chants like what we just started off today. That's what he does. He's very God-fearing. He loves Carnatic music. He has listened to, keeps listening. We all know in family it will be constantly going on in the background, some music, something will keep going on. He's very patient. He's very, very patient person, which unfortunately that gene didn't come to me. Very patient guy. A very responsible person. Like as a father, when you are a father, first thing after when you're a bachelor and you get married, and then later on you become a dad, the defining difference between a dad and say just a husband is the responsibility. You need to take your responsibility seriously. And I had a brother, guys. Many of you may not know. Every family has ups and downs. Our family had too. And the downs we had was I had a 2-year younger brother. His name is Ganesh. He passed away when he was about 17 years old. Or how much? 18 years old. And he had this genetic disease called muscular dystrophy. What it is it's slowly all his muscles will stop working. Why I'm saying this is from a context of my dad. We're a lower middle class family back in India. So it's not as if we had a lot of support structure. Like we didn't have money to buy a wheelchair, for instance. So we had a wooden chair and we had this, the sofa set had those small wheels, right? We made those wheelchairs. We made it ourselves. Like me and my dad sat together and turned a regular chair upside down and put the screw. So we created our own wheelchair. So for my brother. Why I'm saying that is, when you're lower middle class, dealt with severe life challenges, when you are responsible, you will take those responsibilities head on. You don't shirk it. And that's what I've seen from my dad. They say that if one person in your family is handicapped, the whole family is handicapped. That is true in my case too. You see my brother slowly degrading, his life. You see his life go through him. Small things in life, like taking him to restroom and washing my brother, is a very big task, especially when he's growing, when he's like 15 years and all. It takes a lot to do this simple task, and it happens on a daily basis. So my brother is another great man. He will hold all his nature calls, because my mom can't do this alone, nor I to help him out, because you have to lift him, clean him and all that. So he'll hold till 5:30 in the evening so that my dad will come and my dad can do. Now, every day from work he comes back, the first job he does is to clean my brother. Every day for 5 years. That is responsibility, guys. Patient, knows I have to do this. Think about yourself, come back from work. The first job you do is lift my brother up, wash him, change his, there's no diapers and also do that, whatever he has to do. So I've seen that with a smiling face, without getting frustrated, irritated, day in and day out. Nobody comes and appreciates that, hey, you did a great job, right? No, he's just doing it because that's his responsibility. I took that very seriously in life. When you're responsible for someone, you do it because that's your responsibility. You don't do it because you get some appreciation, that type of stuff. So I find that greatness about my dad. He's an immaculate time manager. Again, something not in my realm of thinking. He's an immaculate time manager. Yes, time for everything. Last 6 years of his life, 6 o'clock or so he'll wake up, 8 o'clock breakfast, 12 o'clock lunch, 4 o'clock coffee, 8 o'clock dinner, 9:30 bed, sleep. That's it. Nothing changes for 50 years. I can have my 50th birthday party right next to him with all of us going at it, full party, 200 of people running and dancing. It really doesn't matter. 9:30 means he has to go to sleep. I couldn't even do that for one day. I don't know how he did it for 50 years. That's why he was so healthy. His food habits, everything was like structured. Till 87, he was totally ambulatory. He was able to walk. He was able to do everything. No food restrictions. Nobody had to touch him. He has never been to a hospital ever in his life. This is the first time he has gone to the hospital and the last time he was in the hospital. That just tells you how fit he was, and there is a reason why he was fit. Discipline, absolute discipline, which I hope I can learn by the time I get to 65 or something. From his life history standpoint, he went to this school called Ramakrishna Mission. That's where he did his high school. He was Bachelor of Science in Physics. So he was a physics student. And then he became an accountant. And he was big into accounting. And one small thing that came from him was this accounting thing. Well, I loved accounting too, finance and accounting. So I didn't know, when I joined business school, I didn't realize how did I get my accounting skill set, which was something I've never touched on before. I think it was my dad's genes that gave me that. And he was very, very, very proud that he worked for an American company. He worked for Firestone Tires for 45 years, based out of Ohio, Akron, Ohio. He will tell me, I'm working with an American company right now, but he was telling me how American company works. I'm just talking about a week ago. He's giving me the difference between American company and UK company, and how American company is all about execution and, in our language, OKRs. If you don't hit the target, they'll throw you out. But if you hit the target, they'll take care of you. I'm like, okay. So he was very proud of that, being in an American company. And then he loved food, specifically South Indian food. That's it. He can't take anything other than South Indian food. Idli, vada, dosa, all the South. And he's very particular. You can't just like that one day suddenly decide to take him to the most Michelin star, 5-star hotel and give him an Italian and all. He'll be very disappointed. He doesn't give a damn about Michelin star. He needs idli, vada, dosa. He has decided all his things based on the availability of this idli, vada, dosa. Just to give you an idea, many years ago, I planned for a family vacation to Hawaii. Goal was to go to San Francisco, spend some time there, and then go to Hawaii. So I was in Hawaii, San Francisco. Was just getting jittery that the idli vada dosa and all was not that was there, but we were purposely going to other places. How long we can? So he asked me a simple question: hey, in Hawaii is there idli vada dosa? I thought it was just a joke. I said no, pa, idli vada dosa and all not available in Hawaii. Next morning he took a flight and came back to US. Like, we're going on a family vacation to Hawaii. Hawaii and all, I don't want it. Let me go back. Okay. So I mean, literally forced me to cut it out completely, and he just went back alone. While we were spending time in Hawaii, he came back from San Francisco to New York alone. Manoj came and picked him up from the airport, and he was alone, sitting very happy. Not like bothered that he missed out on Hawaii and all. Like I was telling him all, I was trying to do a marketing thing that Hawaii is the greatest vacation spot, blah blah blah. Like, he didn't bother about all this. It's just that framework was not fitting well for him. Another funny incident about him. Suddenly, this is about 3 years ago. He's a vegetarian, full family vegetarian, all that. We are very religious kind of. Suddenly somebody told him that, when you're around the 85 mark, muscles and all would be, atrophying a little bit, so you need a lot of proteins. So he went and did his research and he realized that for vegetarian, not many protein sources are there. Of course, he can't add for non-vegetarian. So he said, okay, let me start taking eggs. Somebody told him eggs. So he has never had eggs and all. So this is how he has eggs. I am like just shocked. But this is everyday routine. You take 2 eggs, break it and put it in the, like just a raw egg into the glass. Just take it and just drink it. When I look at him, I used to feel like vomiting. I'm like, what the hell? How do you eat eggs like this? I never. He's like, no, it's protein. I said, okay, protein, eggs. Like, let him go with it. And every second day he has 2 eggs. I have no idea who told him this, but that's the way he rolls and that's how he takes his proteins.
YouTuber.
Because his proteins, everyday yoga, every day 1 hour yoga, never misses that. Everyday treadmill, again part of his routine. Treadmill, walks, super fit. Just to give you an idea again, his fitness, he's 87, about 4 or 5 years ago, or maybe 6-7 years ago. He decided to take my daughter and my daughter's friends on a bike ride to an Indian grocery store, which was about 7 miles away from my house. Took 2 kids and he went on a bike ride to Indian store, got like Indian style, got some grocery, put it on the handlebar and just came back. We were like, just what? It is like, he just believes in breaking status quo and he doesn't challenge the status quo, he doesn't believe in your way of, your definition of life, he doesn't believe in those things. And last thought about his health thing is, mentally very, very strong. One day he says, I want to drive, so he goes home, gets an international license, came here and started driving my car. I am like, every time he takes a car driving, I mean left hand side, right hand side, he took me 1 year to get used to the left right thing. He had no problem, he went to his thing and he drove. I don't think many parents of our age group coming from India would do these kind of things, but that's his style. So in conclusion guys, I want to just leave with 5 messages, 5 learnings from his life that I think we all can also take for our lives, which I am taking. It's all there, but just these times I remember those. First one is what he called it in our language, Veralik Taganda Vikam. What that means is the swelling of your finger should be in proportion to the size of your finger. What that is when you're living a life, whatever you're earning, your spending should correspond to the earnings. You can't earn $100 and spend $200. That was his life lesson. And boy, was he doing this with 100% dedication, the thought. I saw it in my life. One example. I said, we're a lower middle class family working for the American company Firestone Tires. And this was when I was in 10th grade, going for my board examination. And there was a massive strike in the factory, only in the Firestone Tires factory strike, worker strike. And because of that, they had to shut down the office. They call it lockout. That means no salary for anybody. And they'll just wait for the strike to get over. 13 months, no salary. 13 months, no salary. I am sure many families in American families here earning big like dollars. I'm sure there are enough families we can say where 13 months mean they probably are on the streets because there's no savings and all that. We know that. We know like a lot of our friends are like that. 13 months because of the Berlik Taganda Vikam. He had saved enough money for that, for rainy days. We didn't see a thing. He just continued. Yes, of course, he reduced. Became thing. But as a 10th grade student, I'm just thinking if I was in his shoes, it's very possible after 6 months we would have been on the streets, or we would have asked for loan and others from somebody to just sustain the family. No loans, nothing. He managed it for 13 months. I think that's something that we all can learn. That if our expenses are below the income, that's his thought about always save for the rainy days. And I followed that up. I'm very proud to say I'm a self-made man here. Came with a very big college loan, 15% interest because I didn't have any social security, all that when I came in. So I got $250,000 loan at 15% interest that time. And I'm very proud, it's not just about talking about me, but I'm very proud to say, in 4 years I finished that loan. And the only reason is, even though I was working for McKinsey or Google or whatever, I thought I'm still a student. And $10,000 will come, $5,000 I'll put it in the loan. Any bonus I come, and I used to drive the old car that I had, somebody gave me free in fact. That was still there for 4 years. I didn't feel shy. I wasn't feeling sorry for myself. I wasn't feeling that, hey, man, I'm working for McKinsey, I'm working for Google, how can I go and drive the third-hand car? No. It was very clear in my blood. If you have a liability, you want to fix it till the time. And I'm so proud, guys, that I was able to pay a $250,000 loan in 4 years. That's because of my dad. So it's a little learning for you, for all of us. Coming to a family, I just talked about my brother, that daily routine. It just gives you an idea of commitment to family. How does it look like? Commitment to family is not about glory and appreciation and some kind of awards in the end by others. Commitment to family is doing the right thing, irrespective of whether you get any credits and appreciation for anybody. Be content with what you have. That was the third message and learning from his life. What a beautiful message, learning that is. We have moved through the social strata from lower middle class to middle class to upper middle class to maybe in that range right now. You know what? We didn't have a TV in our house. We didn't have a phone in our house. We didn't have a fridge in our house. We didn't have an air conditioning in our house. We didn't have a bike. So we all got this one by one. A TVS 50, a bike, a car. And every purchase of that, we just enjoyed it. We just had the greatest time of these purchases. Happy times getting these things. Like as we move through the thing. And that's because he always taught us, what you have, just enjoy with what you have and be happy with it. Oh my God, what an amazing lesson that is. We all have 85,000 reasons to be happy. We have so much. But typically we think about that 5 things that we didn't have and you're focused on that. But his thing was, whatever you have, freaking enjoy that. Automatically the things that you don't have, you'll get it. If you're starting to enjoy what you have, you normally do great with that. And people are thinking, why this guy is so happy? And maybe something is going on with him. And then happiness is it's a very viral thing. It's a very viral thing. People like to be attracted towards happy people, positive people. And the core of that is self-content with what you have. I thought that he did a great thing, and that's something we in family will just do it. And the last one, is believe in what you believe. Don't give a shit about what others think. what is right, what is wrong, what is the culture. You have a belief, you know your belief works for you. Just focus and just execute on that. Oh my God, what a beautiful lesson that I have for him, which is that 9:30 he has to go to sleep. I just have one funny story on that belief. 8:30 he has to have food, evening. So there was a time, I'll leave you with this last funny story. About 7-8 years ago, I'd gone back to India, and there was this middle school principal who was a good friend of mine. So she came and said, "Hey, we are having this school annual day. We just want a chief guest. Why don't you come and be the chief guest and give like some good motivation speech to the kids and give the awards and all that stuff." So here I was, suddenly became the chief guest, the first and the only time and maybe the last time as a chief guest. And I thought it was just a small thing. It was a big function, like thousands of people, thousands of parents, and red carpet, and I'm walking in they have arranged like flowers and all, like they're putting, I was like little overwhelmed. Big stage, and I'm just walking in like there's some president of India kind of thing, and just walking into the stage. And as family, they had the first row and all that. People are all standing, sitting up. And then finally, they invite the chief guest to talk a few words. So I'm just walking into this like this, just stand. The time was 8:30. My father is sitting right in front of me. Just when he was about to speak, he just stands up and just walks out. Wow, what an encouragement given to me. Like exactly 1 minute before I started talking, in front of me, my father wakes up, just walks off. I'm like, what is happening here? But then I collected myself and whatever I gave. Later on, my mom is saying, he's saying it's 8:30 food time. Believe in what you believe. Just don't overthink about anything else. So with that, guys, I hope something that I could share about my dad. Thank you again for being here. Just wanted to invite family members to share a few thoughts.
I was not prepared for this because I did not think I would have the capacity to actually stand here and not be emotional and talk. But I think there are a couple of things that we have to talk about it. This, what you see, is his default expression. Anytime. He was always smiling. He would go for a walk, he'd be smiling and walking. He'd walk in the kitchen, he would be smiling. It's always this pleasant face that we've always seen. Anything happens anywhere. There can be a fire next door, but that's okay. He'll be like, there's a fire next door. They'll put it out, don't worry. We will go on our own. We both are very different people at the same time, very similar, because he used to say that he believed a lot in patience and all that, and he really appreciated those kind of qualities, and they tried to imbibe that in the children, and that is huge. And he taught the children a lot of things which only he could have taught, like whatever he taught Balaji. And again, live and let live was a huge thing that he had his own way of life. He never asked you to follow that, but he never asked you to stop following what you were doing also. And the other thing that I learned from him in his tapestry of memories that I have right now, I would say, is that man of minimal wants. There's nothing. He wants this, that's it. That's about it. You can give him, buy the whole world and bring it and say, do you want this? He's like, no, I only want this, this and this. That's it. Period. If we can learn all that and continue and be at least a little bit like him, I think we've made it. Yeah. Thank you everyone for coming.
तुम थे या रंग सारी दिशाओं में थे
तुम थे या रोशनी राहों में थी तुम थे या
when you come from India, but I was lucky enough that because of Appa, I was able to see my grandfather very often. both when I was in India, I have so many memories, and then here as well. Very lucky too. So I'd like to share a few that I remember. So first of all, when I was in India, my grandfather rode a scooter. It was the coolest scooter ever. And I would sit right in the front, he would sit in the back, and we'd go to the grocery store. And he'd always get me some chocolate and some Fanta, and that would make my day every time. And so when I returned to India, when I visited, when I was around 12 years old, I was too young to ride a scooter, but I was determined to ride that scooter. So I asked Tata, please teach me how to ride this scooter. You've done it for so long, I want to do it. And he could have said no. But he was a patient man. And he cared very deeply. So he said, okay, Dia, let's go. So we went to a side street. And the first day I drove into a pothole. Like a huge hole in the ground. And I freaked out. I was like, oh my God, this is Tata's prized scooter. It's in the hole in this ground now. I got off freaking out, but he stayed calm. It's okay, we'll figure it out. Fished it out, and I was like, okay, never touching this again. He said, why? Let's do it. Let's keep on going. In 2 days, I learned to ride that scooter. And there was, I think, Ocean Street or something near Chennai. And in 2 days, he brought everyone around to see, look at Diya Kutti go on that bike. And we'd go. I went round and round and round in that circles. So that is one very fond memory I have. And then here in America, as I said, lucky enough that I'm able to see him so often here. But in the interest of keeping it short, I'll just say my last conversation I had with him, we keep playing those conversations in the last time. So my last conversation, I'm actually very happy. He said, I was in the kitchen and I was talking to Pati, I was talking to Tata, and he said, it's good to talk with your grandparents. It's good to spend time with your grandparents. Spend as much time as you can because they have so much love to give and so much thought that they want to give to you. And I agreed. I said, yes, Tata, that is very true. I'm very happy to be with you. And we spent that time together. And thinking back, as that is the last conversation, I feel very heartened that he knew that I wanted to be with him and I wanted to listen to him. And so being able to take that forward, I'm very happy.
The strongest people I've ever met, he was, I can't speak from experience, but I know that it's difficult to live like 60 years or however long in one place, and then your son moves and you have to spend 6 months or however in a completely new area that you know nothing about and nothing of the area at all. But he was able to come to America and live here like he lived here his entire life. Every day he would go on his walks. He knew the area probably better than I do. He knew every street name. That was when he was teaching Dia. When she was learning how to drive, he was always like, Dia, do you know this street name? Do you know how to get places? And it was always so impressive to me because he was a complete stranger to this area. And he immediately became like a natural and a native to it, And every place he went, he was so confident. And he could have not been. He could have easily been shy or not comfortable, but he treated every place like it was his home. And I think it makes me happy to know that no matter where he went, he was always happy. No matter if he was struggling in a bad place, he could have found something in that place to be happy about. And something that he was so athletic, so fit. And something that always comes to mind when I think of him is when we were younger, he had this Wii Fit board, something we got in like 2009. But every single day he would use it. So much so that when he would come from India to America, it was something I looked forward to. Because that's him, that was his staple. He would always have it. And he used it so much that it broke one day, like 10 years after he got it. But then he brought it to the store and was like, please fix this. And then he used it for another 5 years or so. And I love the fact that he was able to find joy and happiness and a place for himself in everywhere he went. He found his Indian stores. He knew exactly where he wanted to go. Even if he didn't ask up or anything. He would take an Uber to go to Indian store and buy the candies and chocolates he wanted. It's Maggie, which makes me very happy. But I'm glad that he lived a full life. You know, I've seen my other grandparents and how they had to spend months in the hospital, and like we went daily to see them, and it was a struggle because you don't want your last year to be sad and filled with that sort of feeling. But I'm just happy to note that the day everything happened, he was going on a walk. His favorite thing, it was a warm day. He was able to go out, see the people, see the Edison, you know, and I'm just glad he was, I don't think for a second he was suffering, and for a second he was unhappy. And I'm grateful for that. Yeah.
सुर में गाना सीखिए पादानी संगीत के साथ.
My own professors, my question papers, and my boss has never asked me this much. Ever. He's asked so much questions about Nokia, which I work for Nokia, and to me, even the Nokia CEO would not have thought about it. It is amazing. So he has really good questions that can be divided into really great questions, but also there are questions, the game is, what is the right answer? So he has an answer already. You need to find the answer. If you don't find the answer, no, you're not getting away. You cannot go away. He will make sure he give you the answer, exactly the answer he wants. So, man of question. So, Peripa, I know you found your permanent shaka in heaven. Probably running around our elders there asking some new questions and bothering them when they're playing pickleball but not really participating. Please participate in a game or two, ask them questions and keep living your life the way you are there. Thanks.
Family online, I will come to you shortly just to make sure that you know that there will be a time when I call you too.
जिंदगी के सफर में गुजर जाते हैं जो मकाम वो फिर नहीं आते
Best thing when he says something we can believe. Suppose I was in Chennai for 4 months. He does. We can believe that it is the thing who is telling, so we can take it. So that is the way his discipline is. And then I can never forget that 3 Varaka Bajis and we 3 he immediately told me, this cost you 150 rupees. That is his nature. I really immediately gave 150 rupees and kept in his table. I think I kept 150. Yes. He is not false. Whatever he says or whatever he does.
जिंदगी के सफर में गुजर जाते हैं जो मकाम वो फिर
roots are in India. Also to my roots. Please. Very nice. Take that. Good, God given. Thank you for giving me a chance to talk about it.
के जैसे तुझको बनाया गया है मेरे लिए के जैसे तुझको बनाया गया है मेरे लिए तू अब से
His grandfather was my dad's father. He took care of everybody. So I'm so glad that Lokesh is here to represent an emotional day for me. Very emotional. Now when I was flying in tonight from Seattle, I was reminiscing about Shankaran. Even though he's like my tata, I don't know, I've been calling him Shankaran all my life. So when I close my eye, the one vision I always got of Shankara Mama was his smiling face. That's the vision I had, and that's how I remember him. And he looks exactly like that. I think a few memories come to me about Shankara Mama. Both Kamala Chitti and Shankara Mama used to visit us to see my grandfather many times a week for many decades. And I was very young and
Take a photo.
those interactions, and I was so old and many decades ago, but it still remains so. The manner in which my tata and Shankara Mama interacted with one another was so special. Here, we had Shankara Mama, the younger brother, looking up to his older brother with reverence, with humility, respect, with love and adoration. And then my grandfather, his older brother, proud of his younger brother. The equation was so sweet. I still remember, I can still have flashes of those interactions in these small rooms where my Shankara Mama would come with fruits all the time, I remember. And the equation was such a sweet equation. You see these two individuals who've seen a lot in life interact the way they interact. The love, the humility, the adoration, the respect, pride that my tata had for him, nuanced love and adoration, humility. It was just such a beautiful image. That really stands out to me. Second thing that I remember is two more things now conclude is we live in a very politically correct world, and Shankara Mama was the unabashed, authentic man who would speak the truth, whether it is about any sort of politics, Modi, DMK, Ayodhya temple, this, that. He would just be unabashed about what he would say. And inside me, I would just be like shocked that he's saying these things in such an honest, authentic way. In fact, I would be so happy because I would totally agree with him. And he would just like come in and drop the ball, drop the mic, saying what he would say in a very passionate way because he felt that was right. Whenever he would do that, I would just have this joy inside me. Oh my God, I'm so glad that he has his views from his own experiences. Authentic, truthful version came out. And always add that not just passion but also humor and lightheartedness. And last but not the least, in more of the age of social media and WhatsApp and all of that, I just adored the way he would write messages on WhatsApp. I don't think there is any other person who can write the way he writes these messages, which has its own unique style and unique way of communicating his message, asking questions, making statements, and
And whenever I seen those messages, it would just fill my heart with joy, and there was some playfulness associated with it. So I'm gonna miss you a lot, but one thing I do want to say is, the proof of the life that he led is not just the man that he is and all the people who come here today, but it's also the family and the son that he's produced. So I think Balaji is a living example of that we all look up to. Family. So he leaves a rich legacy behind.
I'll start by just acknowledging I am the palest Indian. But we have a lot in common for those who I haven't met. I grew up in New Jersey, so this is like coming home. And my life. Brought back a lot of memories for me because back in the days, I lost my dad. About when we're talking to you. These are parts of the hard drive that I don't go back to very often. So I was thinking about it, and I just want to share with the family the grief you feel. Family I grew up in, we talk about it as the other side of the world. And there's something beautiful about that because there's something so special. And I think it's pretty clear from the people that are doing the stories that they're doing. It's family bonds. We're saying goodbye to the physical person, but the spirit of the person is everywhere. So I'm so grateful to be part of this and be part of adopted into your family and consider myself a part Chennai. And
Share one happy memory. Let's be so this is Dr. Raghu. He's like another son. He's like my brother. Shailendra and Shanvi. So one of the best things about my life right now is that I'm just surrounded by so many amazing people. I just sometimes when you're surrounded with too many amazing people, you forget the definition of amazing. And in these times, you realize what is amazing. Dr. Raghu, Dr. Shailendra was here, and Dr. Shalini. Yeah, they're all like, they were my front end in the last 5 days, navigate this. So my dad had actually not one son, he had 3 sons and 1 daughter in addition to other. So Dr. Dr. Raghu, thank you for everything you did, as always. And you had
सुर
a
में गाना
nice
सीखिए
relationship with
पाधानीसा ऐप
Shafi
के
Voice.
साथ AI powered personal music teacher from Saregama.
So today we gathered to remember Uncle. So as much as Bala and Renu are very dear friends of mine, and I always thought Bala was my younger brother. And Uncle and Auntie, they are my parents. That's how I saw them in the light. And keeping in mind with Bala, what Bala said about Uncle regarding believe in what he believes, there are two very, I would say, kind of funny and humorous examples of what Uncle with the interaction. And then there was one thing I wanted to talk about is compassion. I mean, no matter what. Believe in what he believes. It's an example. This is Bala and I. We actually go on this. There's a group. We go on this Christmas group. So we actually went on this trip, and 5 days. We had complete class and everything. And so this was the COVID time. 2 years later. So everybody wound up, so we all came back very sick. I think, I was kind of like, I tested negative, but I had the symptoms. Everybody else was sick. Literally, we were trying to test everybody. Incidentally, fortunately, Uncle was the only one that never had COVID. How about Auntie too. Okay, yes, Auntie said yes. Okay. So, Uncle and Aunt were the thing. So Uncle, he comes to me and we're all talking and I'm like, Uncle, how are you doing? Oh, I'm extremely fine, I'm excellent. We will go to this local Indian, South Indian place, have the thing, Sharvana Baba and all that. Then he says to me, it's like, the secret why I didn't get COVID? Uncle believed in this soup, the rasam, that was so special to him. He thought the rasam that he made was the reason why he didn't get COVID and we all wound up getting COVID because we didn't eat that rasam. So we were like, sure, Uncle, even though as much as I knew that COVID had other reasons, with the utmost regard and respect to Uncle, I was nodding my head and said, Uncle, whatever you say is true. And he was so happy. The other thing also is, you always believe that Auntie asked. So the thing is, as much as Auntie is so agile and, happy and, doing everything that we did, that little spring chicken that she is, Uncle actually always believed in wearing this little monkey cap or whatever it is that you wear. And then he would come to me and say, Uncle, why do you have this cap on and everything? So he would say, no, the reason I'm doing this is because, if you get exposed to the cold, there's a little blood vessel in your brain that's going to burst. So that's why, that's why you keep your ears covered all the time. Maybe it's a learning lesson for me too. So, I want to, learn from Uncle about this and make sure that, so there's, in terms of his compassion, as many times and as many years that I've been with Bala, I feel that I've been literally like, my brother, we grew up together, that's how much I know of him and he knows of me. And Uncle, no matter what, Uncle, I just had coffee. No, you know what, I'm going to make you this buttermilk. You always ask me, the minute I come in, do we want to drink buttermilk? And the first thing is, his demeanor would be like, he would say, Namaskaram, and then he would say, Vaidyo Narayano Harihi, which actually means like, he equates, the doctor to the God. I'm like, I'm not that kind, I'm okay. So he would be like, no, and that's how much passion he had for people. Everything that Bala said over the last 50 plus years, I had the privilege of appreciating each and everything that he said in the last 7, 8, 9 years that I've known Uncle. So one thing, I want to say this, he had this, the warmthness and the spirit that was there, and I actually, and the energy and the curiosity, I actually saw him watching this on an autoplay. I think I do the same thing sometimes. Maybe that part of the gene, even though I was not born to him, I think I got the gene. I like to watch this Indian Tamil comedy show that he watches on an autoplay. But I actually enjoyed it. I'm like, how did I get this? I do the same thing. I might have watched this 100 times. The 101st time, it feels like I'm watching it for the first time. So something that Uncle did this. So I just want to say, that the last night when Bala and I, just before the early morning that he passed away, we were there together, and Bala had a very special message for Uncle, and it was so powerful to me and a learning lesson. As much as Bala talked to him, I said, Bala, let's talk to him, say something. Probably he could hear us, and in fact, Bala said, apart, please don't fight. Ganesh is waiting for you. Reach the abode of Ganesh and all the other relatives. And that to me was like really very emotional, very touching. And we literally walked out together after paying our respects when he was still alive, at least breathing with a pulse, although I was checking it. He was erratic and constantly Bala might be just a few hours and he was. So I want to say, may his definitely soul rest in peace. And this what you call this discipline and this energy and curiosity. Let it continue to inspire us all, and I say, things go and
जाने वो कौन सा देश जहाँ तुम चले गए, जहाँ तुम चले गए, इस दिल पे लगा के ठेस, जाने वो कौन सा देश जहाँ तुम चले गए.
Thank you all for being on. It kind of reflects, right, the kind of so a lot of folks do not have opportunity to interact with. You're here for a reason, right? In fact, Arthur and I were having a chat, right? Maybe you and I I'll come here for a short one.
हमने न सुनी होगी
maybe Bala will come, but Bala will share our words. But having said that, Bala, you spoke quite a bit of the thunder. I want to kind of share about that. But I'll take this opportunity to kind of let some stories that we have shared, right? With respect to
चिट्ठी न कोई संदेश जाने वो कौन सा देश जहाँ तुम चले गए जहाँ तुम चले गए इस दिल पे लगा के जाने वो कौन सा देश जहाँ तुम चले गए.
She's not coming to Hawaii, right? And I go the following day to the airport to say, what the heck are you doing here? Because he didn't want you to come pick him up, he wanted to go by Uber. That shows, right, the kind of independence he had, right? I mean, if it was my mom, right, we would have going to fight, we'd probably check with me, or anything to go into specific destinations like that. That's the kind of, right, we'll have each other systems out that he's kind of an independent person, and I keep calling him during the week, just checking on him, right? He'll say, stop bothering me. Stop bothering me, leave me alone, right? I have my peace. Stop bothering me, right? So that kind of thing. So right from my childhood watching it, right? I felt like this family is a pretty cool family. The reason why I say that is, right? They're a little bit literate. That's what I've seen, right? For example, at least I can talk to my own experience, right? Sometimes you're talking under pressure. Right? Kind of, you call that compromise, or whatever you want to call it, right? But they live in that, for example, there could be certain things that Bala said, right? He did the way he wanted to, and you did the way you wanted, right? All the guys are, I wouldn't say good part, right? Yeah, right? So, one of the things, one of the stories that I want to spread on is, right? He mentioned about, right, how he had every evening he comes back from his office, to my house, right? The moment I know my dad is coming, I just run into my room and then try to hold the book at the back together and I'm studying, right? But that's not what I've seen, right? I've seen every freaking day, the entire 60 kids from his class is in his home. His mom is busy cooking, right? His dad comes, he's like trying to figure out which one of his kids, right? That's right, because I see that, right? That love, right? Meaning his dad allowing him to be the way he is, right? And we're all playing with Ganesh and we're all doing stuff, sleepovers. So the amount of freedom that he's given in terms of the kids do what they want. At the same time, he getting what he wants. That's one thing I want to kind of, that's one great thing about the experience. Make sure I translate that. So kind of independence. I think even today, a lot of our spouses, right, have to go for their better half. But I've seen Uncle pretty independent. He
He gets to the morning, he does his own stuff, he makes his own coffee, he makes his own lunch when he's not there, he makes it. So he's like clockwork, extremely disciplined. Sorry, man, I have to fire him after this because when Bala, it's quite the opposite, right? Because so with respect to the level of discipline that he has, right, and sense of humor, I think that one topic that he's got a very good sense of humor. He walks into the party and then he's trying to please or he's trying to impress, I think, Arvind, my cousin's wife, and he's saying that this is your daughter, and she's got a kid. She's got a kid much older than mine, and she's like, what was this about? Right? The level of sense of humor, trying to break the ice, that, and another time, right? Uncle is like so close. Right? Uncle, because it's middle of winter, and I thought Uncle cold. And he's speaking out of the box, right? And then you like Superman, he opens the shirt, and he's got his sweater on, and shirt on top. Right? It's like, oh man. So he's saying, why do you wear shirt or a pant, right? It's to show off, right? So what's the point putting a sweater on top? Right? Those kinds of thinking is like, oh man, that's pretty smart. Pretty smart, right? But today, trust me, I have my sweater inside. I've learned from it, right? If not anything, I've learned this. Right? And being pretty independent, it's like during our year-end parties or whenever he comes, right? He doesn't bother anyone as everyone is shared, right? He comes in, even the president of the United States will not, right? He can have a bag, a huge marines following him with the coats, nuclear coat. He comes in, he has his secure line, he's got unsecured line, he's got his laptop, he's got his iPad. You just get into the internet, she's on his own. He doesn't care, right? So those kinds of things kind of show, right? He's trying to be part of the family, but at the same time he's on his own. I'm also very, very caring from what I understand, right? Because the year-end party is being responsible parents. I had my thanks to Vicky Mala school age, right? I didn't care about Vicky, right? What time they get up because those parties are typically like free from home. We believe, or is asked to believe that kids will grow up on their own. You don't need to be worried about it. So the kids make pretty much most. I think a lot of the kids, right? He made Horlicks a boost for them, made breakfast. So those kind of things. You don't need to feel help, but it comes like naturally. Those are some of the experiences I want to share with them. Thank you for your opportunity. Thank you for the experiences. So thank you.
चल दिए तुम कहाँ हम कहाँ दो पल की थी ये दिलों की दास्तां और फिर चल दिए तुम कहाँ हम कहाँ और फिर चल दिए तुम कहाँ हम कहाँ
loud. It's a sound funny, but loud not because we don't have our things, because we feel the energy of being on
थे या खुशबू हवा में थी तुम थे या रंग सारी दिशाओं में थे
but I could sense the thing like a quality that my dad has. Hyper aware of him, because nothing was lost on him. Who was involved or not involved, so his was something that I, the interaction that I could understand that, you know, he was participating in the game.
कहाँ हम कहाँ
He's just very, very in tune with the whole circumstances. So, and I had the opportunity to look at his
और फिर चल दिए तुम कहाँ हम कहाँ
और फिर चल दिए तुम कहाँ हम कहाँ
Yes, take a photo.
They do look a bit similar. So like whenever I see you, I kind of feel that I had the opportunity to see him, and he has also told me like many stories about my grandpa. So as has my mom. So, on a lighter note, I actually wanted to share a very funny and cute story that happened the last time I was here in August 2024. I had the chance to come here on my birthday, and that's when I had visited your home, and we all had a good time. Like Chittappa, I know like most of you must know he always used to crack jokes. They used to, like what we call as dad jokes. I don't know, but they used to be very cute and they used to make me laugh. So at the end, just before I left, I told him that it's my birthday, and I actually wanted to do namaskar, which fall at their feet. So I made Chittappa to stand, and just when I was about to do namaskar, I was in a half namaskar position. He suddenly scurried away. I remember Chitti was scolding, "Ippo enga poraru?" But just a few seconds later, he emerged from the room and he bought this $20 bill. I actually bought the bill with me from Canada because the moment he gave me that bill and he gave me his blessings that both of you gave me your blessings, and I written on the back from his blessings on my that's what I mean.
first time I met right after I passed away. Immediately feeling a connection with them because the parents bonding and interestingly enough, the very first time we met them was during one of the Christmas parties. So yeah, I organized the murder mystery. They had roles in that murder mystery too, and happily they participated in this, and they even danced in the evening dance. It was so wonderful to see. But what I see in Uncle, so many of those qualities I aspire to be like, epitomize it every morning. Sense of discipline, which I always want to have in my life. Sense of contentment. You can see that in every picture that comes in there. Always that smile, and that smile is the same smile I see here. It never leaves his face, and he always has an eagerness to learn something new. He will come and ask questions. Somehow he heard that I was from IIT, so he always assumed I will have some answers. Yeah, that's a useful answer for him. And so he'll always, every time he'll see me, he'll have a question or two to ask me. Okay, I heard this. Do you think this is right? This is what it is. So he'll always ask the question. But above all, the most important thing I aspire to is to be completely resistant to the bala that we are all used to.
that no, fond memories of him, and I do miss him. And hard to listen to. Wonderful to be honest.
Sankaran was like my father, not actually why. So a few years ago, like I created a Facebook account, and basically, like I would post like my exercise videos and dumbbells and gym and all that. And I did that to inspire my family back home to take care of themselves, right? And after a moment, like one person always say, then I get an invitation from Bala's dad to become a Facebook friend. I said, okay, let's accept that, right? And every video that I posted, like he always was so curious. So I want to highlight like how he lived his life, even at this age with like curiosity. You know, like he asked me one time like, so how much is the weight of the dumbbell? I said 50. So he said like 15 one hand or one hand? I said one hand. And he said like I don't think I can do 50, but I can do 5. You know, and at that time I knew like we can connect with people at any age. Like you can connect with like people like who are like 25 years older, 30 years older. And literally I'll read a few messages. You know, like I was in Haridwar, and I posted a photo of mine in Ganges sitting, right? And he replies, Deepakji, whenever you post a snap, please mention what place or river it is. For example, how specific he was. For example, name of the place or name of the river, etc. We are eager to know their names. So, and then when I come back and I meet him, right, he has like a, you know, the meaning of second message, again, I posted 4 weeks ago, right? When I was 25 years old, I had an opportunity to go to Rajgir, Bodh Gaya actually, and I visited the place where Buddha was enlightened. And I posted my photo, I look in that photo. Basically, so he says, his comment was, wonderful. So I say, like, you know, like I'm standing in front of the Bodhi tree where Buddha was enlightened. And his comment on Facebook was, wonderful information, Deepakji. Again, like, it is a way to show respect. Irrespective of his views, but it's so profound. Like, he just captured my heart, you know, like, and he says, suppose I wish to visit those sacred places. Look at his specification. These are places, right? Sacred places. To which town, bracket, nearby, name is suitable for stay. And also suggest a good hotel. And in the bracket it says vegetarian. In the specificity, like, so I can relate what Bala is saying. If I tell him you won't get vegetarian, probably he will not go. Right? Accommodation to stay for a week, to visit the tourist spot in Bihar, I am a resident of, and he says like as if I don't know him. He says like I am a resident of Madras, Tamil Nadu, father of Sankaran and he says 4 Tamarack Road, medicine in So every time I post something, right, he would always be commenting. So I came to know like Bala made an impact in my life. You know, like some people make a mark as a pencil, some people write on a stone. So that's what Bala did for me. And I think I made a deep difference in like Mr. like role. And when I last met him, right, he asked me like where did you learn this, right? So I said I used to go to Saka in India, so like at every 5 o'clock. And he said, he goes to Saka too. You know that? And this proof that I have, I did not do that. You know, I said, when I meet him, I'll tell him what happens. So his message, my message to you on behalf of him is, don't wait for the right time to answer somebody. Don't wait for the right time to call somebody. Live your life now, because live life now, because live without judgment. Live just if you love somebody, right? Even if you have like say, disagreement, just say I'm sorry. Live life like this. Live life like him, He was like father to me. My parents could not come to my house one day, right? And I was looking for some guardian to come to my house. And the only guardian he came was that when he came to our house, he still proud of his children. And he said, not many fathers get to see their son build a house. I'm one of those fathers who saw not my real son, but one son to build a house. And I felt like my chest like it just doubled. I felt so proud. I felt like my father is there, my grandfather. I used to I miss my grandfather a lot more than my father, and I felt like my father is there right now. And I'm going to miss him dearly actually. I used to see him walk every day. I'm going to miss him every day. I loved him actually. And I have so much respect for him, as well. So thank you. Thank you for the time.
Thank you all. Thank you all. It kind of reflects, right, the group here. A lot of folks do not have opportunity to interact with leadership of the right effect. I were having a chat. Maybe I have kid I can be up because he may not have a thing. Maybe Bala will come, but Bala will be slapping the shit out of us because I did not know early, right? But having said that, Bala, you stole quite a bit of the thunder. I want to kind of share about Uncle Life. But I'll take this opportunity to kind of move the thread on some of the stories that you already have shared, right? With respect to he knows what he wants, right? Bala, as we already shared, right? He has spent like several $1,000 on trying to take the family to Hawaii. And then he's giving me a call. So you really remember, right? Like evening, hey, my face is not working. You need to pick up Amma. I said, he looks like he only wants Indian food. Very clear about it. She's not coming to Hawaii, right? And I go the following day to pick up the airport and say, what the heck are you doing here? Because he didn't want me to come pick him up. He wanted to go by Uber. That shows, right, the kind of independence he had, right? When he gets in front of my mom, right? Even for boarding the flight, we probably check with the pilot, is it going to specific destination, like that. That's the kind of, right, we'll have each other assistant without that. He's kind of such an independent person, and I keep calling him during the week just to check him out, right? He'll say, stop bothering me. Stop bothering me, leave me alone, right? I have my peace, stop bothering me, right? So that's that kind of independent. So right from my childhood, fortunately, right, I felt like this family is a pretty cool family. The reason why I say that is, right, you live and let live. That's what I've seen, right? For example, at least I can talk through my own experience, right? Sometimes you buckle under pressure, right? You call that compromise or whatever you want to call it, right? But they live and let live. For example, there could be certain things that Bala said, right? He did the way he did the way he wanted to, and you lived the way you wanted, right? Although you guys are, I wouldn't say pulls apart, right? Yeah, right. Right. So one of the things one of the stories that I want to pull Fred on is, right? He mentioned about, right, how he had every evening he comes back from his office to my house, right? The moment I know my dad is coming, I just run into my room and then try to hold up on back together and study, right? But that's not what I've seen, right? I've seen every freaking day the entire 60 kids from his class is in his home. His mom is busy cooking, right? His dad comes, he's like trying to figure out which one of his kids, right? That's right, because I see that, right? That love, right? Meaning his dad allowing him to be the way he is, right? And we're all playing with Ganesh and we're all doing stuff, sleepovers. So the amount of freedom that he's given in terms of the kids to do what they want, at the same time, he getting what he wants. That's one thing I wanted to that's one great learning experience, right? We have to make sure I translate that. Similarly, the kind of independence, I think even today, a lot of our spouses, right, have to do for their for their better half. But I've seen Uncle pretty independent. He gets in the morning, he does his own stuff, he makes his own coffee, he makes his own lunch, now that he makes it, so he's like clockwork, extremely disciplined. Sorry, madam, I have to fire him after this because Allah is quite the opposite, right? Because so with respect to the level of discipline that he has, right, and his sense of humor, I think that's one topic that he's got a very good sense of humor. He walks into this party and then he's trying to please or he's trying to impress, I think, my cousin's wife. And he's saying, this is your daughter. And she's got a kid. She's got a kid much older than mine. And she's like, what was this about? Right? That level of sense of humor, I was trying to break the ice. That and another time, right? Another incident I like to quote was, right, uncle, because it's middle of winter, and I thought uncle aren't you cold? Again, thinking out of the box, right? And then he's like Superman, he opens his shirt and he's got his sweater on and shirt on top of it, right? It's like, oh man. So he's saying, oh, why do you wear shirt or a pant, right? It's to show off, right? So what's the point putting a sweater on top? Right? Those kinds of thinking is like, oh man, it's pretty smart. Pretty smart, right? But today, trust me, I have my sweater inside. I've learned from it, right? If not anything, I've learned this. Right? And being pretty independent, it's like during our year-end parties or whenever he comes, right? He doesn't bother anyone as everyone is shared, right? He comes in, even the President of the United States will not, right? He has a bag, huge Marines following it with the codes, nuclear code. He comes in, he has his secure line, he's got an unsecured line, he's got his laptop, he's got his iPad. You just get into the internet, he's on his own. He doesn't care, right? So those kind of things kind of show, right? He's trying to be part of the family, but at the same time, he's on his own. And also very, very caring from what I understand, right? Because the year-end parties, being the responsible parents I am, and thanks to drinking Bala's Kool-Aid, right? I didn't care about my kids, right? What time they get up, because those parties are typically right, free for all. We believe, or he's asked us to believe that kids will grow up on their own. You don't need to be worried about it. So the kids make pretty much most. I think a lot of the kids, right? He made Horlicks or boost for them, made breakfast. So those kind of things, you don't need to tell them. It comes like naturally to them. So those are some of the experiences that I want to share with them. Thank you for your opportunity. Thank you, of course, for giving us and some of the experiences. So thank you, Bala.
चिट्ठी न कोई संदेश जाने वो कौन सा देश जहाँ तुम चले गए जहाँ तुम चले गए इस दिल पे लगा के
His dad, but the closest member to Appa for a very, very long time. Go ahead, Rami.
It was a sudden surprise that you suddenly put it up that, when you have gone for a walking, this thing has happened. I was really, I never thought that this will happen at all because I have seen him well and healthy and a man of full of activity. The most disturbing thing was that, nobody was there by the side of him and he was there on the road. And what can a human being do? It was a bit hard for me to take it.
But I would like to share my experiences with this with Sankaran Chittappa, his Bala's father. When I was in school, in my school days, I used to enjoy particularly going to him to wherever he was staying. We were staying alone. Our family was staying alone. My father, mother, and my sister and myself. Bala was not there at that time. My Chittappa was not even married at that time. during my school days, particularly during Diwali, my father used to buy crackers, and I used to go to that place, and Sankaran used to give a lot of crackers to me for bursting. And very patient man, and he doesn't talk ill of anybody. Good qualities he has got, and he cares for everybody. And he doesn't. Another thing is he doesn't interfere in others' matters. How many of you told about this? He doesn't interfere only if he feels that they will be accepting his advice. He will accept. He will talk. Otherwise, he will not advise anybody. He minds his own job. He has his own. He diarizes all his accounts or whatever he has to do during everyday life. Whatever he has to do, he diarizes and follows it meticulously. And accounts he gives so clearly. And even if you look at his diaries or something, you will understand clearly how he has diarized all the things during his life. And my father, he used to be very close to my father, and that's all. And I should say, Chitti was a great support to him. Chitti and Balaji, and Balaji's younger brother Ganesh was there. He had some health issues, and he was immobile and all that. But Balaji and Sankaran, they were so caring to him, and he was not allowed to. They were all keeping him happy always. He would never have gone into depression or something. So caring they were. You should say, I have not seen. I don't know whether I would have done on this. But Bala is a great person, and Sankaran Chittappa also, they were caring so much, and Chitti was some great support to him during the 56 years of their marital life. It's a long marital life. We are all blessed to have them, to have had them in marital life of 56 years. So I really miss him.